Okay, welcome to part 2 of the restoration of the Hallicrafters S120 radio. In part 1, we replaced all of the old capacitors. We replaced the original selenium rectifier with a modern silicon diode. We cleaned all the controls and the tube sockets, and although you didn't see it on camera, I checked all of the tubes and they're all in good shape. Now what we'll be doing in this video is aligning the intermediate frequency circuits, IF, these two transformers, and we'll also be aligning the RF and oscillator stages using this signal generator. Now the first step in doing this is to let the receiver and the generator warm up for about a half an hour or so. Make sure everything's stabilized, and then we'll go from there. Okay, our equipment is warmed up for about a half an hour. We have our oscilloscope connected to the voice coil of the speaker. This is going to be our output monitor. When we make our adjustments, we'll adjust for maximum amplitude of the waveform that will be displayed on the oscilloscope momentarily. But first, we need to make sure our signal generator is tuned as precisely as possible. We have the signal generator set to 455 kilocycles, and since 910 kilocycles is a harmonic of 455, we'll use this little digitally tuned radio set to 910 to determine our signal generator accuracy. And the way we do that, we have the modulation turned off, and we will adjust the signal generator for zero, a null there.
Listen, you know that we can't do this. You know this is wrong, this is against procedure.
Okay, there you go. So we are now tuned to 455 kilocycles.
And I know it's not right.
And you can see it's dead on 455 kilocycles, so I guess I did a pretty good job whenever I overhauled this signal generator. Okay, we have everything connected. And one thing you want to remember when aligning a radio is always keep the output of the signal generator as low as possible to get a usable reading here. And we'll adjust each one of these IF transformers for peak amplitude of the waveform. We have a slug on this transformer, and then another slug that's accessed through the bottom underside of the chassis, and then another slug here on the top of this transformer, and then another slug under the bottom. So let's do this. Okay, that one seems to be okay. And I'll just repeat that procedure for the other 3 slugs. And if no improvement is noted, you return the slug back to its original position. Okay, maybe you can see the waveform as I tune this bottom slug here. You'll want to adjust it for maximum amplitude. Okay, well the IF transformers were pretty much right on target. And now I'm going back and repeating the procedure with even lower signal generator output. That way I can make sure these IF transformers are peaked out as best as we can possibly get them. In fact, that's what they tell you to do in the instructions. Repeat the procedure until no further improvement can be made. Okay, we now have our IF transformers peaked about as good as we can get them. Now we'll move on to the rest of the procedure. And now they want us to tune the radio and the signal generator to 1400 kc and tune trimmers C1 and C24 for maximum output. Of course, we're getting some interference from 1390, but I think we can still do this. If not, we'll just adjust our signal generator and radio to a slightly different frequency. Well, that's obviously better. Okay, I redid that particular adjustment, tuned to 1500 kilocycles, because there's just too much interference from 1390 to really do it accurately when we were trying to do it at 1400. And now they want you to set both the generator and the receiver to 600 kc and tune L1, which is a tunable coil, for maximum output. Now let's see where L1 is located. And it looks like L1 is right here. Looks like about it right there. Good. Okay, that takes care of the alignment of the IF transformers and the tune circuits for the broadcast band. Now we'll move on to aligning the 3 remaining shortwave bands. Now they want us to set the receiver and generator to 4.3 megacycles in peak C2 and C25 for maximum. Okay, we now have those 2 trimmers peaked for maximum output, and our battery is rapidly dying, so I'll just skip a few things on the video, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go down through the list on the alignment instructions and do what it says do. Okay, I went back through the alignment procedure again and peeked out everything. Now we'll do a quick band scan just to see what we can get. Now since it's still daylight, we probably won't get as much. Well, there's no probably to it. We won't get as much. So we'll do this very quickly. There's an out-of-town station.
Out to the inning, Dickerson is the one who cleaned my fishbowl with the artwork.
I think that's WWL out of New Orleans coming in faintly. Shortwave band number 1, which this band's about dead in the daytime. Shortwave band number 2, which seems to be a little more active. Seems like we're getting a lot of the same station, which is no surprise because some of those stations, especially the religious stations, broadcast on several different frequencies. third shortwave band, which is not going to be very active.
D'innovation ou encore de...
Not much up this high, but we'll do this again after dark, and it should really come alive then. Okay, we seem to be doing fairly well. For some reason, there's not much coming in on the low end of the AM band, and check that on my other radios too, and it's the same deal. So.
Don said his people.
Oh, you're right. He's commits stuff to memory.
Las tunas en el control y manejo de los animales jíbaros. Miguel Díaz Nápoles, desde ese territorio, informa. Un río.
You simply need to fit the heavy mantis into the tableau.
Not much on this last band. I would spend more time scanning the bands, but we're about out of time. But it is working relatively well.
Number 2.
Here we are back together, tuned in to KMOX out of St. Louis. Maybe I will do a part 3 and do a detailed band scan to show you what all we can receive on this thing, but for right now, I'm calling it fixed. Okay, thanks for watching, and more to come later.